What is up, everybody? Thank you for coming back to the channel and checking out a new video. I know I have been awful about uploading any kind of new content or anything, but I do realize that my Beamng content does get more views than my car wreck drift racing edits and other stuff that I post on here, which is really unfortunate because I put a lot of work into that. So if you really want to go check it out, I really appreciate it. Thanks. But anyway, this is the new Beamng Drive 0.35 update. There is a few things about this that I want to go over. I want to look at what they added. I'll tell you guys what I think about it, and kind of show you how the new building architect feature works that they added. Now, there's a few things about that. They're a little wonky too that I want to go over, but I'll go over that when we get to it. But first off, let me show you what they added on the West Coast map that I know of, that I've found. If you open the map, there's two things that I know that they added that I am aware of. But if you're into the type of things, they have all these new AI races, all these new arrival things that I have not tried. Maybe we'll go through a couple and try them, because I honestly have not really checked into any of the things like this. I know there is a few crawling things I see, delivery, which could be cool. Drag racing, I guess you could do a few different types of drag racing. Got drift mountain. This is cool, but it's really short. There's some kind of point system that they added, which is not too bad. Evade, they got gymkhana drifting, hyper milling, time trials they added. I know they added some rally, I believe. Okay, I might be wrong. I thought they did. But regardless, the things that I know that they added for sure is, if you go down here, they did add some things to the map. So over here, they added some stuff where the drag race track is, and over here where the drift track is. Well, let's go check out what they added at the drag strip. As you can see, we are at the drag strip now. Actually, you can't, because they added a little garage here for you. Do whatever you want in, I guess. But this is at the drag strip, so you could park two cars in here, do whatever kind of maintenance stuff you want. It's basically a tent, but I mean, it works out pretty cool. The only thing is I'll try the drag strip stuff, and then we're gonna need a different car for that. And what better new car than one of the new ones they added? This is a Sunburst that they added, and it is now a wagon variant, which is kind of wild. Let's go ahead and turn the center diff lock. Turn this stability and traction control off. Pretty cool. Take this down the drag strip, see what it does. Now, this is just a variant that came with the group of cars, so this is not a custom variant or anything as such. As you guys will see, they did update, if you want to call it an update, the camera. And I'm not too sure that I'm a fan of it. I know a lot of other people are not. So there is a way that you can revert back to the normal settings with the camera. I have not personally done that myself yet, but I might eventually do that. But we'll do a run on this drag strip here and let you guys how the camera works. As you can see, it kind of changes the angle the way that it normally works. All right, I ran a 11.7, which is definitely not great, but not terrible for something that I did not tune. It was just a game, so about as good as we're gonna get with that one. Here is the drift track that they added. It is a very interesting layout. It's not terrible, but it's not my favorite. I've made a lot of drift tracks on this game, and this is definitely not one of the ones that I would really prefer. But for what it is, I'm not going to complain. I do like it. Let me get my drift car here. Alright guys, well, considering my game just crashed like 4 times trying to do something, we are now at the drift track. Let me show you that if I can. So this is the new drift track they added here. It's pretty cool. I kind of wish it had a little bit more to it, but it's not terrible. I think a lot of people enjoy it, but I'll drive around it a little bit and show you guys. Alright, so that is the drift track they added. This car has steelies on it because the mod I had in here that had the wheels apparently is gone. But I think it's a pretty cool track. It's not terrible. I can enjoy it. But the main thing that everybody I know has probably been talking about and wanting to mess with is the building architect and map editor. So let's go check that out. The main thing that people are probably going to want to hear about and look at is the building architect that they added into the map editing section of the game. Let me go back over to the houses where I made my own house already. Now, there is a singular problem that this has. See that there's no house here, correct? So the problem is that when you make it and save it, you have to reload it every time that you get back into the game. So once you leave the game and come back in, your house will be gone. You have to reload it back in. So you better make sure you save it, because if you save the map through here on map editor, it will not work. So let's get right into this, and let me explain to you how this works and why I think it's pretty difficult. If you take a look here, you have the house, you have the walls, the side, you got windows, you got a roof. Cool. So the main reason that I think this needs some work still is if you go up here on this chart, it's right next to decal editor and the camera path editor. You just want to open the building architect and this should pop up. Now, besides this already being kind of, let's say, not user friendly at first until you sit here and look through it and understand what it's doing, it's kind of hard to get into unless you just kind of wing it and just start messing with it. The biggest thing that I will say that I do not like about this is that there is not an undo button that controls the building architect itself. So if you screw up a wall, this undo button up here will not fix your problem. So that is my biggest thing that I hate about this. So the way to start, I think you need to click on building. You might not, but you do want to do the shape type, and then you will get this green little icon down here, and wherever you click, you will get whatever shape house that you just selected spawned in. Now, if you need to move this, double click on the roof or wherever, and then you can drag it along. Now, since I selected it, you see all the yellow lines pop up. And then you get all these menus over here for X, Y, and Z, which you can move with the buttons instead of dragging it with the mouse, height-wise, left, forward, backwards, whichever you please. Now, you also have the scale. The X scale will, what it's doing, it'll change the width of the buildings. The Y will be the length, or vice versa. Then you have the rotation, and you can rotation whichever way you want. You can add a basement, which adds this little section down here on the bottom. You don't really need to add it, it doesn't really matter. But see, now all these elements have changed over here. Why? Because this is selected on the bottom. So then you would have to go to wall and select this by itself, or building, and just reselect the whole building, and then this will come back up. And now that you added the basement, you have 3 floors instead of 2. So you can change that and put however many floors you want on here. I mean, you could make a hotel or something if you wanted to. I don't want to, so we're gonna go back down to like 2 floors right now. Get rid of the basement because you don't need it. Move up a little bit. That's not up. Move that up. Now, the other thing that's kind of confusing is you have to click wall and then either select this top one or the bottom, and then you can do material. Now, the material in here is all that they give you. So you have all these different materials that you can use for the walls. You like brick, they got rocks, like white stucco. I mean, it's pretty much just whatever you think you want to add to it. Then you can do that with each wall individually, which is nice because you can do like I did on this house over here, the top and bottom different colors. So then you can go ahead and do the side. So the side would select the top wall and the bottom wall and not just separate. So if you do the wall, you'd add the bottom one or the top one. Side selects both, and you can do both at the same time instead of one. Now, the cool thing that I like too is that you can do a roof. So if you click top, you can do a flat roof, you can do a pyramid roof, shed roof. I don't think it works on this because it's, yeah. So you can do a flat roof, pyramid roof, which puts the point on there. And you can change how tall it is, the thickness, and the margins, which is how much it hangs off the side and angles of the house. Then you can do the gable style roof, and but anyway, that one follows the building angles and stuff like that, so you can have a roof like that. But you also have a material that you can change the roof tiles or whatever you would like. The floor, I'm not too sure. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's, yeah, you can do each floor at a time, I guess. So you can do like all the first floor. I don't know. I don't know what this is doing. Another thing is, not everything seems to work properly. I'm not exactly sure what things do. Like you have a ridge toggle and stuff. I'm not exactly sure how that stuff works. Now, with this, my absolute biggest issue, besides the fact that it's not loading in automatically, is the freaking doors and windows and stuff. So you can change the doors. See, I had to click on a certain spot of the door. I'm clicking on it right now, and right there it works. Now you can change what position it's in, which changes where it is on the side of the building. And you can do bottom margin, which raises it up. Then you can toggle stairs. That's not working. Another reason that I get aggravated because it doesn't work correctly. Um, so I'm not exactly sure if that's the game or just it's got bugs. But the biggest problem is the doors usually work. It's the windows. The windows will work 5% of the time for me to click on them. Like I am just sitting here clicking on them and clicking on every one of them, and it's not doing anything. Not doing anything at all. Not letting me select any of the windows or change any of them. It's just freaking out and not actually registering that they're getting clicked. Now, on the other house, I got some to work and it was able to change the windows, but like I'm showing you now, I can't get these to change. And I can't click on them. So that is probably my biggest gripe too, is that I don't think this was ready to be released. It might have worked in their studio or wherever they tried it, but once it's actually inputted into the game here, it's not really working very well at all. Unless I'm doing that wrong, but I can't find a way to do that any differently that would make it respond correctly. So that is the building architect. So when you click on the windows or the doors, if I can get the door to come back up here. Yeah, so you can toggle the door on and off. I don't know why it moved over there. But here you can put different doors on it with the mesh. Doors you again, pairs will work. But if you guys want to build a house, I mean it's an option. It's an option now, that's for sure. But like I said, if you don't click save and then file name here at the bottom, you'll want to type in something, whatever you want. As you can see, I have house 1 and house 2 already saved. That is the first one I made, and then this one over here. Once you save them, when you load into the map, it will not be here. And you have to click load and select it and then click open. And it will load it in, which is kind of annoying. I would like it to just spawn in with all the rest of the stuff like a modded map file. But it just came out, so I'm not sure. They're probably going to have to work with some bugs and get it to work, more proficiently. But that's kind of all I have to say about the building architect. I mean, there's ways to do things, but it's very difficult to get anything to work. And I would like to show you the balcony. Yeah, so you can add balconies too. And then you can do balcony spacing. You have to, I guess, drag this over. I don't know. That's weird. I could it like hides the plus button. But anyway, you can change the spacing between these, and then if you do the bottom margin, you can change how high up they are, and then the scale width on how wide they are. And then other thing that I will show is, so when you click on the wall scope and use one of these walls on the side of the building, you'll see this X/intrude. So when you move this, it will adjust how the wall sits. So since that has a different roof and stuff on it down here on the bottom, you would have to take that off by going to top and taking that and changing it to, or put it back to a flat roof. That works. I have a rotate button that also I can't figure. I don't know what it does. It doesn't. Not doing anything. So I'm not too sure exactly 100% on how this works, but hopefully that explains some things. So like if this is, you want an X-shaped house, there you go. Got a T-shape, got a U-shape, a corner cut, and a hexagon. That I think is honestly all that they really added with the building architect. I don't know what else they added besides probably some other stuff on some other small maps or whatever, or the sunburst. I know the sunburst has a lot of stuff new to it, but honestly, guys, I'm going to say that the building architect is cool, but I think, in my personal opinion, that it does need some more work before it is really considered a very. It's good, but I honestly I think it could be a lot better, I should say. So now that once they get it moved out and all these people start messing with it and they understand our issues with it, maybe they will adjust some things and try to work on that a little bit more. Um, Besides that, I don't really have any gripes with it. I mean, it's a cool concept. I think it just a little bit. The other thing that they changed that I absolutely hate. It's so, I mean, they said it's supposed to be more controller oriented, but I don't play with my controller the whole time. I switch back and forth from my keyboard and mouse to my controller because I prefer to do stuff with the keyboard and mouse sometimes besides driving. Um, it's the it's this radial menu. So I don't even know what button it is at this point that opens it. It's up on my keypad on my controller. But you have to open it and then you got vehicle actions and then free roam actions. So you got to click on free roam actions. And then you got all these options up here for traffic AI and vehicle management. And then recover vehicle to last road and all this stuff, which is okay, cool. But if you want to delete a car or anything, you have to go to manage vehicles and remove current vehicle or vehicle parts and config. They make you have to do too many steps to get to where you want to go. I'm used to hitting one button and it popping up and me and just clicking what I need, you know? It would have to be get some used to, I would assume, but I'm just not too big of a fan of that. Now, besides, besides the stuff that I've complained about, still still Beamng. So I don't hate anything that they added. Is it perfect? No, but I don't know. We'll see where it goes, and hopefully they can just go up from where they're at and really dial in some things. So I appreciate you guys if you watched. I know this is probably a long video and all I did was yap the whole time. So my apologies, but I mean, I'm probably going to title the video something that you're going to know I'm going to yap about all the new stuff. So hopefully you guys liked the video. I will try to do some more Beamng videos. I say that all the time, but I get busy and everything else. So I'll try, but thank you guys for watching. Check out my other videos if you're interested. Please check out the CarX videos, the edited videos I do on there. It was pretty fun making them. I don't really do it very much anymore, but they took a lot of work and they were really fun to make. So go check those out. Drop a like, comment, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to y'all later on. See ya.